Hi everybody, Paul Pancake here. Welcome back to another speed build on my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You look absolutely gorgeous as always, or should I say exquisite, because I've been definitely watching way too much Bridgerton in the last few days. And yeah, I'm so happy that you found your way here. Today we are building a house using the new Paranormal Stuff pack, which released on Tuesday. Today is Friday. I know I wanted to get this video out earlier, but I just couldn't because this house is massive. And I want to talk about this house a little bit because some of you may know it. It is actually a recreation of the real-life Rosenheim mansion, I believe it's called, which was used, for example, for the first season of American Horror Story, where it was the murder house and it was like the main setting where everything went, wrong basically in that season. But I'm gonna try to not spoil so much for those who haven't seen it. But American Horror Story is an amazing show. Yeah, totally 10 out of 10. Watch it. I can recommend it. And I love this mansion since I saw that season, but I never really had the guts to recreate it just because it has that round shape in the front of the house. And we can't really do round walls in The Sims 4. Like, we really can't. We can do round foundations, but it never would have worked the way it did in this build. But like, since Snowy Escape release, we actually have platforms, so that way I was able to play around with that a bit. And I realized, wait a minute, I can make this fake round accent on the house, because that's one of the main reasons why I never built it, because I realized it's going to be so hard to recreate it and to get that look. So I really tried hard with this one this time, and I feel like it turned out quite nicely. But yeah, this house doesn't even, like, it's in California, I think, like it's in Los Angeles, and it wasn't just used for American Horror Story. It was used for a lot of other TV and cinema productions, I believe, and for countless ones. There was a list. Like, I've read into this house a little bit because I wanted to know what I'm building actually, and it's crazy. Like, usually, like, this house has been in the hands of a lot of owners, like, through the years. For example, it started by the German architect, I don't know his first name, but it's like Rosenheim. And is it Rosenheim? I hope so. And yeah, then it was kind of passed on to some nuns, and they kind of built a chapel onto it, which I obviously didn't build because it was an extra addition to the house. And I also, in the TV show American Horror Story, they didn't really have that chapel either. And then there was another thing built onto it, but like, yeah, I basically just wanted to build the main core that you can see in the first season of American Horror Story. And yeah, because if you didn't know, that house is called Murder House in American Horror Story because allegedly a lot of murders happened there, and that's why this house is also pretty haunted. And that's like one of the main storylines in this season. And when I was thinking about what I could build with the new Paranormal Stuff pack, I was instantly thinking about this house because I was like, wait a minute, I can totally recreate that now that we have platforms. I gotta say that just because we have the Paranormal Stuff pack now, it doesn't really mean, it's not very important for the house. Like, I tried to put in some objects from that stuff pack, but since I wanted to recreate the interior as well, or sort of at least get the same vibe, because a lot of times I wasn't able to, basically make it look exactly like the real life version, because that's almost impossible when it comes to recreations of real life into The Sims, if that makes sense. So I kind of had to sometimes just go for the vibe it sent off, or like it gave off to me. And but yeah, that's why I couldn't really use a lot of Paranormal Stuff pack, because the items in that pack are beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I love it so much. By the way, tell me in the comments what you think about the new pack. I absolutely love it. Haven't played with gameplay yet, but what I've seen so far looks amazing. And yeah, the objects are lovely, but they're super colorful, and it didn't really match the vibe of this house because, first of all, this is like a late Victorian mansion, which already has like dark wooden walls and woodwork and all of that. Like, it's very conventional, and I don't know if that's the right word. I'm from Germany. I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes I'm messing up my voiceovers, just if you're new here. But usually my viewers are forgiving about that. And basically, the other thing is that the owners, which are like Vivian and Ben, they're like two parents with a child. Their child is called Violet. They're actually kind of renovated. They didn't really renovate the house. They bought it renovated, and so parts of it are very modernized. Those modernized parts are also pretty toned down, so it's not super colorful or anything. And that's why I kind of wasn't able to use a lot of the items from the Paranormal Stuff pack. And if I did use the black and white swatches a lot because they matched the aesthetic as like the best. If that makes sense. And yeah, I think that's everything you need to know. And like I said, this house is haunted as hell. That's why I thought this would be a great a great house to build with the new pack. And as you can see, I'm adding tons of details, tons of custom details, because this house actually it's beautiful in my opinion. It really is. But these custom some of the details that house had, we just don't have a real option to make them in The Sims 4. So I had to come up with a lot of solutions. Like for example, I used these jungle adventure, can you call them slabs? It's like these brick details. I don't know what to call them, right now separate the different windows from each other, as you can see. Or I used them to put like a little detail onto the bricks because the bricks look very plain. And so I used them a lot around the house, and that also made it look a little cohesive because I used them everywhere. And that was quite nice. I like the way it turned out, but yeah, I had to do that a lot just to make it look more interesting. Or for example, you could just, I don't know, a few seconds ago you saw me placing like shelves, a shelf after shelf onto the wall just to make it look a little bit more detailed. And I also, if I didn't forget it, I have already inserted like a picture of the original house, because I kind of want you guys, if you don't know American Horror Story, if you're not familiar with this house, I kind of want you guys to see what the house looks like in real life, because otherwise it's like half the fun if you don't know what the reference picture is. But usually I forget to insert it, so let's see if I think about it this time. By the way, as you can see, I tried to go for some like greenish lighting in the back because I thought that's kind of spooky, and I thought I heard that it's like the color of the bad guys in movies, so I kind of thought, okay, that's kind of spooky, isn't it? And also some of the specters, which are like these ghosty thingies in the stuff pack, are also green, right? Like I haven't played with it yet, but I think I remember them, like some of them being green. And I put on a white sweater, which is super not special, but I thought maybe I'll look like a little ghost. Yeah, probably not, but I didn't have anything else paranormal. I was thinking about setting putting a lot of lit candles into my background, but I just wanted to get this video out. Like I didn't want to spend like half an hour preparing my background, especially because you only see me in this little box in the video, so it doesn't really make sense, right? But yeah. As you can see, I didn't really talk a lot about the round window situation, but I do want to talk about that a little bit. So as you can see, I actually faked these round walls and these round windows. So the windows I just placed onto that round platform thing, which I after that put back onto the house because it was just so much easier to build the window section on the ground. It's not real. Like you can't, like there's no light shining through to the inside. It's just for the looks, and because I just wanted to look similar from the outside. I feel like that was my number one my number one ambition, to make it look very similar to the oh my god, I'm sorry, to the original outside. And let me just take a sip of my tea. So that's what I wanted to do, and therefore I had to use a lot of tool mod, and these are actually windows from Get Together that I sized up, and also like the part that faces the outside right now is actually the part that usually faces the inside because it worked so much better. And originally, in the original build, all of these windows look different. Like they have different glasswork. It's like, I don't know, Tiffany glasswork for some, I can't remember the exact name of these details on the windows, but it's like beautiful in real life. In The Sims, it's okay. I use these windows from Get Together, but as you can see, or like as you can like probably tell, I'm using a lot of objects because I didn't limit myself in this. And usually when a new pack comes out, I try to limit myself to only base game and the new pack, but I couldn't do it this time. Like to recreate this house, I needed more than base game. I needed more than just like that base game and paranormal stuff. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna give my everything into this, and maybe for the next pack, or probably for the next pack, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to limit myself and not use a ton of packs, but for paranormal stuff, like I needed more. I needed more to work with. But yeah, so I really try to make the outside look as good as possible, or like as similar as possible to the original house, while the inside is kind of different. Like, my priority, like I said, was on the outside. The inside is kind of similar, but it's just not working. And that is just because you realize sometimes that this I don't even know. I don't feel like this, like the whole season was filmed in this house. I feel like some scenes were actually filmed in the house, but I feel like the kitchen, for example, was on a set, and I also feel like maybe some of the a living room or the dining room or the therapist's room, because the dad is actually a therapist and he has like an office at home, like the therapist office may have been shot on a set as well, just because it doesn't line up, because there are original floor plans of this house, of this Rosenheim mansion, because as I already mentioned, this house is like real, like it exists, which is super cool. Like if I ever go to LA, I'm totally gonna visit this house. Also super spooky. I don't even know if I want to visit that. And then there's like another floor plan, which is made by a fan, I guess. And it's basically kind of like they try to base that floor plan of the original, but like try to include the changes that the producers of the series have made. So yeah, a lot of it doesn't really line up, and sometimes for the upstairs, for example, I didn't really know what room was like where, except for the master suite, like that was pretty obvious, but the other rooms I was just guessing if that room was actually in that spot, because we have a lot of bedrooms in this. We have 6 bedrooms in this house and 5 bathrooms. So on the second floor, we have 3 bedrooms, and oh no, we have 4 bedrooms on the second floor. And I had a hard time because I kind of needed to figure out what bedroom was like made for the daughter and whatnot. Like, you're gonna see that, we're gonna dive into that later. But yeah, basically all I'm saying is that the inside floor plan was kind of hard, and yeah, please, American Horror Story hardcore fans who definitely know it better than me, please don't come for me. Like, I love this show, but I definitely didn't rewatch it just to build this house. I just looked at tons of reference pictures, and I hope that's enough. But yeah, by the way, I feel like when I'm talking to my speed build, a lot of time I'm looking like that way, and just for your information, so you don't think that I'm like reading it off what I'm saying or something, I'm just looking at the video. Because I have like two screens right now, and here's like my camera and there's like my video, and I feel like I need to explain that one time just so you guys know that I'm not like reading off stuff or whatever, just not looking at you guys. Like, I try to look as much into the camera as I can, but sometimes I just like looking at the stuff or like at the video that I'm currently talking about, you know what I mean? But yeah, as you can see, I'm doing this custom little entryway, and I try to make it look similar to the original one. I don't know if in the picture that I've shown you in the beginning, if the gate was included or not, because I think that it's also not in the original house. I think that the gate is was added on by the set designers, but I'm not sure about that. But I know that in a lot of pictures of the original house, I didn't see the gate, and in some pictures that actually look like pictures from the set, there was a gate. So I think it was a decision of the producers or something to add that gate. And I wanted to add that too. So I did, and I feel like it turned out pretty nicely. But as you can see, we already moved on to the inside and to the interior. And this is probably my favorite room, which is the kitchen. By the way, like, they have a wonderful kitchen in the real life version, at least like in the show. Like, in the show, they have a beautiful kitchen. Is like kind of like, it's like a modern kitchen, but like in a vintage or Victorian setting. I can't really explain it, but it's beautiful, and I really tried to recreate that. And they have this kind of chessboard flooring. I don't even know how to describe that. And I felt like this one from Base Game worked particularly great in this one. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to quickly credit my friend Fry, aka Simprove, because she also built this exact home like a couple of months ago. I think it was one of her Halloween builds or something. And I was super excited that she did it, because I've always been wanting people to recreate that in The Sims 4, just to see how they would do it, because like I said, I never really had the guts to do it. So I was very excited when she posted that, and I really enjoyed her video back in the days. And that way I kind of already remembered some stuff that she did that I knew, okay, I'm going to do the same. For example, I don't think that I would have seen or like would have used this flooring if I hadn't remembered it like from her video, you know what I mean? So that's cool. So I definitely want to credit her for giving me some ideas for this house. But at the same time, I didn't look at the video again, and it's been months, so I'm pretty sure there's some big differences between our floor plans and just, I don't know, just the use of furniture and stuff. So, yeah, just quickly shout out to Fry. I'm also going to link her video down below in the description, I think. Yeah, so you can check out her version, because I think maybe it's very interesting to see the way how we interpret the house. Okay, like I said, my English is not always on point. Please forgive me. But yeah, we moved on to the dining room now, and that was the first time where I was struggling, actually, because I realized that the wooden work on the original house, or like on the set, looked so, like, it was so special. I just wasn't able to recreate it in The Sims. It was just like, it wasn't like wallpaper. It was very high. Oh my god, how am I supposed to describe that? It was like a very high wood paneling, and then there was a bit of wallpaper, and that was like modern wallpaper, because in the show it's like previously there was like a big panorama painting, like, I don't know, of some devils or angels. It was like a creepy painting, and it was basically the wallpaper. Okay, I think I got it now. It was basically the old wallpaper, and so the owners, the previous owners of this house, not the family that now lives in it, they actually glued it over with new wallpaper, which was like modern and dark, and so we had that old traditional wood paneling combined with the new modern wallpaper, and I just couldn't do that. I just wasn't able to recreate that, and I was excited for the new pack, because I knew that we have a new wallpaper coming from Paranormal Stuff pack, but I couldn't use that because the trim on the bottom of that wallpaper was actually white, and that didn't fit the house at all, because as you can see, we were using a lot of dark colors. And yeah, also it was just like the color swatches were off. Like the black swatches was just way too dark for the house. So I actually went with a lot of these vampire wallpapers for these lower floors, and yeah, I feel like it kind of works out. I also added those columns every now and then on the wall, because I was kind of trying to like replicate the look of the original. If you're interested in how the original looks, or if you're thinking like, hey, why does this look so weird? Why did you do that? Why did you put these columns there? Just look at the original set design of the series, like not the original house, because that again looks different. Like they have like some weird vintage wallpaper that's totally not pretty with like flowers or something. But in this show, I feel like this looks kind of similar to this, and that's why I did it like this. I'm sorry. This took a while to explain it to you guys, but I mean, we got time. Like, this is again a long speed build. I'm very sorry that the speed build is so super long, but I really cut out a lot of it. Like, I cut out a lot of me trying stuff out and seeing if stuff works, and also a lot of the furnishing process. And yeah, I quickly want to say something about the living room, because actually the houses, like one of the selling points of that house in the series are the beautiful fireplaces, and we have a lot of them in this house. I didn't count them, but we have a lot of them, and those fireplaces have like beautiful like green tiles on them. I feel like they're really, really pretty, and so the current owners of that house in the series actually kind of furnished accordingly to that, so they have that beautiful green, modern, but like very, very fitting couch in the living room, which supports the green of the fireplace. And yeah, like stuff like that is going on, and it's very nice to see like the modern furniture of the owners combined with the very, yeah, Victorian building style, if that makes sense. So yeah, I wasn't able to do that though, because we, for example, didn't have a beautiful modern green couch, which didn't look atrocious, because we do have green couches, but they are just not good. Like they didn't fit it at all. So I at first went with that base game couch, which was like that greenish color, but I realized that it just didn't look good, and I changed it up a little bit and decided to use some more of the new Paranormal Stuff pack, but you're gonna see that in a second because I left that in the video, because I was like, okay, I mean, the first season of American Horror Story, that was 10 years ago, can you believe it? And so I thought to myself, okay, I mean, during like the last 10 years, they might have renovated and changed some furniture around, so it's totally normal that maybe some furniture does look different than on the reference picture. So as you can see now, I'm actually using more stuff from Spooky Stuff, and I'm actually using like the black swatches because it just matched everything, well, the best, if you know what I mean. And that way a lot of stuff doesn't look like on the real show, or like on the real, like it doesn't look like the set. But yeah, I feel like sometimes you just gotta do that to make sure, because you could either just recreate something and it looks exactly like on the show, but it just looks stupid in The Sims 4, because that's one of the problems when it comes to recreating real life stuff. Or you could just put your own spin on it and make it look a little different, but like still kind of try to keep the vibe. And that's why I did what I did all the time. And I totally missed talking about the bedroom, like the master suite bedroom. And you're probably wondering, oh my god, why did he do that weird light situation? It wasn't the reference, okay? I wouldn't have done it this way, but I kind of wanted like the bedroom, like the master suite, to look a little similar to the original. And honestly, I would say after the kitchen, it's like the room that looks most similar to the original. Because yeah, I don't know, I feel like I was able to pull it off kind of nicely, and similar to the original, so I was quite happy with that. And I had to create that custom bed frame out of that like brown marble, because they also have like a very brown leather bed frame in the movie, but we didn't have something like that, so I had to kind of put my own spin on it again. And as you can see right now, we're furnishing like a cute little, very boho looking room, and that's actually the room of the daughter, Violet. And in the show, the room is much more like with lilac colors, furnished with lilac colors. We have a lot of purple going on, a lot of blue and lilac, but we didn't really have items that matched that vibe. So I kind of tried to do something similar, and I just went with like a reddish color theme, and I feel like it worked well. I feel like if it's the similar vibe, it's okay. So yeah, that's why I did that. She has a very big room, by the way. Oh, another thing, I used these things that you can put on the wall, if you know what I mean. Like I put them onto the columns, and I had to do that because I wasn't able to put that long that long paneling onto the ceiling, if that makes sense. I hope you guys know what I mean. Like you can do that, like you can draw a wall and then just replace that wall with a long ceiling detail. I don't know what to call it. I hope you guys know what I mean. And I was struggling with that because I couldn't do it, because if I did it, like suddenly the roof would show into the room, and I didn't want to do that. So I had to use those supporting, I don't know, these angled supporting wooden features, and I feel like it's fine. Like it kind of, again, it's the same vibe as in the show, so I was quite happy with that. And now we're actually furnishing something that is probably my least favorite room of the whole house, and it is the nursery for the twins, because at some point the mom is pregnant, and she's expecting 2 twins, and yeah, they kind of prepare or like let 2 guys prepare their nursery, and they're kind of, I don't know why, but they're making it red, and like they have like a red crib for one of the babies, and the other one is white. And yeah, I couldn't really recreate it in a way that it looked good in The Sims. Especially I wasn't able to get the same vibe, because cribs in The Sims 4 are like different than real life cribs. It's like yeah, we have a baby crib right now, but like the one in the show was like this normal, I can't explain it, but yeah, I kind of tried to do something similar. I wanted to work with the red, and that little dresser from Cats and Dogs actually looked perfect for that. So it did actually have the same color as in the show, and I would have wished that we had more furniture in that color, because then I would have used all of it in this room, because that looks exactly the same as in like the show. So yeah, that was kind of sad, but it's okay. I also put that little rocking chair there for I don't know, for anyone to read something for the babies or something. Spoiler alert, something goes wrong. And yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to make it more exciting for you, okay? And yeah, as you can see, I added those windows from Realm of Magic onto that little staircase, or like to the walls of the staircase. And the cool thing about that was that there's light shining through. So even though they're technically facing the platform, which should block the light, it doesn't. Like it still looks like as if there was light coming through. So even though you have that big round platform thing in front of it, there's light coming through, and it doesn't look so stupid. So that's something that made me very happy. And of course, this is a murder house. A lot of bad stuff happened here. It has to have a creepy basement. And that's what we're doing right now. So I actually kind of copied the floor plan that was on the internet, like 1-to-1. And yeah, there's like a laundry room, there's also like a storage unit, there's a creepy room with all furniture, and there's like a very creepy lab, but you're gonna see me do that in a second. And yeah, I needed to recreate this. A lot of bad stuff goes down in this basement. It's yeah. It's scary. Actually, I gotta correct myself. The floor plan of the basement isn't exactly the same as on the internet, because we have that little stairwell, I don't know, those stairs leading up to the garden, and we had that in the original house as well. But the thing is that I built that big porch, and that way I didn't really have space for the stairs to go up, so I kind of had to change the shape of the basement. But yeah, I feel like in the end it kind of turned out okay. And right now I'm placing all of the stuff from Get to Work I was able to find that didn't look too modern, but still like kind of hospital stuff, you know? So yeah, to make this creepy little lab, because actually in the series there's a creepy doctor who does like illegal abortions in his basement, and at the same time he's also experimenting on weird stuff. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, we're heading towards the end of this video, and if you made it until here, that's great, awesome, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and become a member of my pen cult. I would absolutely love that. I also stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Saturday, so feel free to join me there as well. The link is down below in the description, together with all my other social accounts. And yeah, I hope to see you next time as well. Bye everybody.